You live? Welcome, people. What is up? Welcome to John Fishin. Um, I'm here, Mike or Mazman, depending on where you're watching me from, with Ray, and we are gone fishing. So, first of all, let's talk about what we're gonna do tonight. Beginning, I'm just gonna talk about my fishing roots, where I came from, what got me into fishing. Then we're gonna talk about where we're going and where we've been, um, specifically where we're going. Ray just informed me that he's getting my lazy ass up super early in the morning, which I'm not happy about, but happy
Good
about going fishing.
for fishing. Be home early. I went back the whole day to use.
Oh,
Go fishing in the evening too when you're done.
you got your day to get shit done. You got to mow the lawn. You got to take care of business. You
Lawn's done.
get well, mine is too, but I'm just saying, in general, we can get shit done.
Yeah.
So shout out first of all to my son Michael. He got turned 16 on Monday. He's here tonight. He is called loosely means that he can drive his license. So I got to bring him to the place in the world. I'm so patient. I get to go to DMV tomorrow, but I'll be good.
Can you turn mine in? He's going to be on the road. Can you just turn my driver's license? I don't want to be on the
Might be a good idea. Might be a good idea. Uh, and we got a guest here, celebrity guest. My one of my students in my classroom friends, Finn, who has been invaluable to us. Is that the right term? Invaluable to us because he helped us immensely with the technology kind of going. And he's here doing some still shots. He's here hanging out. So you guys could say hi or from the background or whatnot. But
road. Dana said we're glitchy.
we are glitchy. Or is it coming in and out, Dana? It might be our internet at home. Dana, my wife. Another shout out, big shout out. Happy birthday to my wife, who I barely saw today.
Isn't her birthday today?
It's her birthday.
She should be here. We would have had the birthday today.
She turns 23. Can you believe that?
It's unbelievable.
20,
Man,
23 years old. Man, I'm thinking we're going to be married 23 years this year. So
man,
do the
you
math.
were like a serious cougar or something. You
She,
were.
I guess
She was one. Not good.
she's my trophy.
Oh,
Trophy
okay.
wife.
Oh, it's trophy. You got a trophy. That's good. Trophy.
Just saying.
Oh, okay.
So
What's up, Matt?
we got these people here, no pressure on us. So let's talk about roots. I started fishing, and I've said the beginning of this story before. My parents were not fishing people, and I ended up growing up on a lake, Saw Lake in West Jersey, and I kind of fell into fishing one day when we were at a family party. Um, I used to call it Katie's Lake. I think it's called Hines Lake, but just sunfished. Threw a pole in my hands, and a compost pile. I dug for worms, and I started catching sunfish. And I was automatically hooked that you could just throw this bait in and catch something. Next step, I just wanted to eat. Like I wanted that hunter gatherer thing. You know what I mean? And I think my son Matt's at that stage. That he wants that hunter gatherer. So we need to hit him on some fish that he could eat. Around here, we don't eat the fish out of these waters. So
I wouldn't suggest that.
I wouldn't either. I mean, they have your things that you could eat one half portion
Yeah.
every 3 years or something. Like,
Shit, I don't even think you can eat trout anymore. I think they tell you that they have certain, like, I think you're allowed to eat like one trout per 30 days or something.
so, but the lake I grew up on, um, I started catching sunfish after that. Went back to the lake. And my mom took me out. My mom knows nothing about fishing. God bless my mom because she took me out, and we were out on this dock on what we used to call Turtle Island. Turtle Island's where but they call it Turtle Island because apparently back in the day, that's where the turtles came to lay their eggs. But it's, the whole island was surrounded by boats, where everyone locked up their boats, and there were what we called the tea dock. As a kid, everything has a name. We had the tea dock, and we were fishing out there, and happened to be my soon-to-be friend Joe was out there, and his father was out there, and he helped my mom and caught some sunfish. Move along, he used to sail race there. I was fishing hot boats and under on my son. I don't know who made it. Ray, you remember those little worm rings that had two hooks in them? They were real small, and it looked like a live worm, and it had a little different color and a bead on the top.
I used to have some, and I don't know who made them. It was some
Some
I
fancy.
could see because it came in a red and white,
Yeah.
and it had clear wrapping around the worm and the spinner thing. Yeah, I forget. I could see it plain as day. I can't remember who made it.
Anyone
I
out there that
might even have one.
if you're on, put some info on that. But I had one of those on, and that's where I caught my first bass, and it was a 10-inch bass. It wasn't very big, but it was my first bass, and damned if I wasn't gonna get that. It was, and I went home and I took pictures of it. I have some pictures. I'll have to find them, post them to the site. But my dad's like, "Well, you gotta put your finger in its gill." I didn't know nothing about that stuff. And so I got my finger in its gill. I'm holding up like this, and then my finger got stuck because of the way the gills are.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pull it out. I didn't know nothing about looking at bass or nothing like that, but I caught a bass, and from then on was
Fill up
history.
the whole jar down.
I went on to we knew every
Sure you.
single nook and cranny of that lake. We used to fish. We knew it was deep. We knew where we sunfish. There was Shepherd's uh, Shepherd's Stream where it came out. There was a ton of trout. We used to fish for trout in there. Used to catch. I can't even tell you how many trout because it was a warm lake. So all the trout that they stocked in the spring go to this one little area. There were all these legends. And I don't know about you, but when I was fishing as a kid, we had Big Ben. Big Ben was this giant turtle.
Hmm.
We we had these beach tags that we had to have with us. Oh, the powers that be, that we were a member of the lake, and our thing was Big Ben ate beach tags. If you had one on your ankle, he might take your foot and
Hmm.
all this stuff. So there was all these rivers. People talked about like, oh, this person caught record here and whatnot. But we had Turtle Cove, we had Dam, we had East Point, we had West Point, West Circle. And as kids, we knew these areas. We fished them like you wouldn't believe time of day to hit there. We knew where we were going for perch. And there were these big ass perch that, off of East Point that I've never seen perch to this day, yellow perch that were that big. But these perch would hit, and I've actually lost a rod trolling for them. I didn't lose it. I went perpendicular and put a crankbait on. I hooked the line, but once they hit, they'd hit so hard, and then they'd let you just drag them, and because those perch didn't fight, he knew everything about this. Then moving along, I went to college. When I was in college, I taught my roommates how to fish, but I was in Delaware and I had very limited knowledge of the. Still went trout fishing in Rittenhouse, and Rittenhouse was so pressured. And I remember sitting there, switching baits, catching fish, everyone around the hole watching me because I was catching fish, and they were, and it was a blast. And then we'd hike up these patches like Ray was talking about last, little Google Eye things.
Yeah, Google Eye Bass, Google Bass, Red Eye Bass, whatever they want to call them.
Yeah, I did you see that someone posted a picture of one this
Yeah, I did
just
see.
today? I forget
I did see that. I was like, wow, man, I really have not seen one of them. This, and I wanted to put on there what's a Google, but that's not really what he called it.
I think
And
it's
Red Eye
yeah.
Rock Bass. Exactly what it is, Rock Bass. They don't get that big, 8 inches
They
maybe.
they got big bulging red eyes, so I could see how Google Eye.
Yeah,
But we used to hike these streams, and we're going through people's backyards, basically hiking, and no one said a thing about that. Um, Growing up, opening day trout season, super pressured, but it was a blast because we'd go out there, we'd be out there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you couldn't fish until sunup, and they'd say 7 o'clock is when you can make your first cast, and we'd be out there with friends, and it wasn't about the fishing as much as those streams as the camaraderie. It was just
yeah.
people hanging out. We'd bring our breakfast. We had our holes. Everyone was respectful. Then you'd have that one person who came in, but they got kind of frustrated because we all knew. These memories have brought me to where I am today. My fishing memories, just the camaraderie, helping, like my friend Joe, Big Hank Verbitsky, him helping my mom out. I'll always remember that time I spent Joe on the river on opening day, and even later than that, walking up the river and under the spillway to Greenwood Lake, and him hooking, Joe hooking to on the same day to walleye on ultralight, and hooked to a muskie on ultralight gear. And he landed the muskie only because it was a trout stream down with it and fired the thing out. All these memories brought me to where I am. And then when I moved here, I started fishing again and started hanging out with Nick and Rich, my two neighbors that I met, and we discovered this pond behind our place. Nick was lucky enough to find this Coleman crawdad, which, by the way, someone stole just recently. Pretty pissed about that, but I'll talk about that another time. And Rich moved in, and he was my neighbor. Started fishing that thing like crazy. We'd go out there almost every evening, and that's when I discovered snakeheads. Up until then, I fished trout, I fished perch, fished crappie. I was mostly a bass fisherman until I got my first snakehead, and I was like, "Holy shit, this fish is incredibly powerful, incredibly tough." Then I got into snakeheads, and then comes Ray. What happened was I was looking for people to fish with that had the same interest, and I moved into this development, and I started a fishing group, which I haven't really paid much attention to lately.
I don't think he's done anything with that fish. That thing's dead.
I know because well, it didn't show a lot of life, but
No.
the one thing that we got out of it that year we went fishing that first time on that pond,
Yeah,
and we've been fishing together ever since
yeah,
then. Ray introduced me to Greg, who Greg was on the show in the beginning. He'll be on the show more. Um, we started fishing together and exploring, finding new spots. They opened up my horizon to Delaware. I didn't know this area. Now all of a sudden I got some people that too. Then through Snakeheads, I met Rodney Copes, Straight Line 302. I met Frank Herbert. I met Jesse James. I met all these great people that once. So the thing about fishing here is everything's so pressured that everyone's very guarded. But once you get into it, circle, people let down their guard a little, realize they're not going to give away their spots. We're, as they say, we're all running the same race. So once you get into a tight group of fishermen, you start gains trust, and then people, and once you are able to contribute and share what you know, then people are more willing to share with.
I totally agree with that. Just to add a little bit to that point real quick is you you building friendships up with people because you don't have the same friends you have from like high school or some of them are watching, some of our friends from high school are watching, but you're not an everyday fisherman with that person. So you build up new friendships. When you build that up, just like, you know, anybody, somebody's going to take you to this spot. Hey, let's go to this spot. You just build that trust up with somebody. So it becomes another fishing buddy.
Yep.
Because I agree with you, like where you said you used to like about trout fishing, and all your buddies would meet and hang out in the morning and everything. Before trout season was more of a gathering. I want to go out. My one of the things I want to go out and just go fishing on the Susquehanna. Rodney wants to catch a walleye. I'm going to get Rodney out there. But like me, you, Greg, Rodney, like four of us go up to her. You know how fun that would be to have four of us all. Everybody hop in a truck, just go up and go fishing, fish along the banks. Everybody knows what they're doing up there, but everybody's fishing with something different. Maybe find something, whatever, whatever. But
Throw a
again,
portable grill in the truck, and
it's the friendships. Now we stop and eat when we do that tricks. We just
that's
stop
true.
everywhere. But
Oh, we can
it's
still
just,
bring a cooler though,
oh yeah,
right?
it's still the friendships you build up and the people you meet later because it's, when you're out fishing, not every time are you going to know something. Like I don't, sometimes I go places and I've never fished. You look at a general idea, okay, I can use crankbait, rubber worm, this, good. Some places, no, I don't know. I just think it's good to have all the friends, like you said, the closer friends. Once you build that trust with people, we're not out trying to destroy your spot. No, we're all just going out there. I don't keep anything, so I throw everything back.
Me too.
So
Let
I
them
get
go.
if
Let them grow, man.
if I catch a monster, it's going to be back in the water for you to catch later down the road too. I'm not going to just kill the thing.
I'm gonna tell you this too. How many times have we been out there, and this happens a lot when we're fishing fry bowls, that I just caught one, you just caught one, and you'll be like, Mike, come over, there's a fry ball here. You can easily cast into that fry ball and you can get that fish, but I didn't get one yet, and you found one.
You're just making sure everybody gets it. It's like, oh,
So it's
it's
not,
helping out everybody too.
it's helping out everyone. And that's not to say, you know, I'm gonna throw this in, that you guys all see this. There's a lot of hate in social media. I make it a point not to contribute to it. And there's people that are genuinely interested in catching fish that don't know what they're doing. They're asking for help. These people, I've seen them get condemned. I now, are you gonna give away your best spot? No. Yeah. But are you gonna help them?
It's kind of funny. I've actually taken people back in the day
No.
to my best spot. You just said, hey, we're going to go fishing here. Let's see what we catch.
Forget
You,
what you saw.
you just no, no, don't even say that. You just go and take them. It's a sweet spot. Nobody knows that except for you. And then when you leave, they don't really think of that spot because when you tell somebody, yo, this is my honey hole, this is where it's at, they're going to remember that spot more than if you just take somebody and say, well, we're just going to go out and go try to go catch a fish here and see how we do.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know no different then. It's going to be different. So,
I guess what I'm saying is don't be a hater. I mean, someone asks for a spot. I see it all the time. Honestly, right?
oh, my favorite's when, hey, where can I catch these fish? It's somebody's next comment in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
See it on my crabbing group.
Love it.
Are the crabs running yet? No, the crabs don't run. They generally swim or crawl. But and I
Oh,
had the one dude that was making the snakehead. Remember that guy?
yeah.
And those times, I'll troll them a little bit because someone like that might be try to make a snakehead map. That was kind of a half joke thing, I think. So I put in some local spots that there is no way there's a big head there, but I put those in as spots, things like that. But I also see on there the mom that wants to bring her son out for the first time. I'll guide them too. And I see a lot of my friends do the same thing and not say go to X spot, Y spot, but they'll say find the salt line
Yeah,
on the Delaware, for example, below that, or they'll say use Google Maps and go anywhere in this area. So they're
Google
telling,
Earth.
yep, and they'll tell them not a specific spot, but they'll give them the tools that they need to find their own. Just like I mean, how much time do you spend in a year on Google Earth looking up and down tributaries and looking at lakes? I spend a lot of time.
Yeah, I look a little bit. Sometimes I just like to get out there myself and
No,
explore.
but I want to see where I'm going.
Yeah, yeah. Like I just want to find somewhere where I'm going, then kind of look at it and see where it looks like, a general idea. And then once I have a general idea, then I want to go explore it.
Yeah, but I need to launch.
Well, that's once you find that. That's
That's what I'm saying, and I want to see where, like, for example, if I'm bass fishing or I'm snakehead fishing, I'm looking where the covers because I don't want to fish the mud flats. I want to fish uh cover, the pads and whatnot. So that's I guess what I'm saying is,
the nasties is on said hello. It's like, good evening.
what's up, John?
John's also said fish brain app.
Yes, fish brain. I got fish brain. There's a lot of good apps out there, but just
All right, let me ask you a question. Let me interrupt you because he brought up fish brain app. What is fish brain app? I think I downloaded it one time. It was stupid and I took it off.
fish brain app, you have to learn how to navigate. Where fishermen can contribute to uh, it's not like one of these things where it says Lum's Pond, this, and this. It has all input from other fishermen that they put on. And John, correct me if I'm wrong. This has been my experience with it, that it's more crowd based in that we can help each other and we give input on them. But the downside of that is you're not going to get my favorite spots on there.
Sorry.
And I won't say I'm going to Bass Heaven Lake. I'm not putting Bass Heaven Lake on that.
Right.
Um, but I
You're not
will,
putting your honey hole on.
but I will put like information about like St. X or Lump because those are general places that everyone knows fishes. So I'm also not going to tell you exactly where and how to fish them. Some people do, but I'm not doing that because same way I did, people got to figure this out for themselves too. But as you said before, like with my students, I also will. There's certain people that I won't tell them, but I'll show. There's a difference. You want to come with me? Then we'll go out there. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to bring you out there. And in that case, I know you're serious about it, and I will bring you and show you, but I'm not telling you. And I don't know if that's the same with you, but there's a big difference between just putting it out there or you come with me if we're going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
He also said it's also like what kind of stuff they use, the rod, reel, etc. So yeah, you know, I mean, like the first time I took you out, I took you to the lake,
Hmm.
and the lake's good to me, but it's one of them things where I took you to the lake. We go out there, we fished it. I believe you caught one or two while you were there that day. I can't
I think it
remember.
was one.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just like, but that's actually good spot.
Yeah.
Now I've had you on the Susquehanna. I still haven't had you in the sweet spot.
Dude, I
We've been in a sweet spot. We've been to one of my sweet spots. Like I have
we
4 or 5
haven't
sweet
been
spots.
to Susquehanna. We've
Yeah,
only been to the mouth
Hopewood.
of and Holtwood and the mouth of the Susquehanna.
You went to the Conestoga with me. Safe Harbor.
No, no, no. We went to Perryville.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Flats. That's why I have flats in there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't, that's not really one of my sweet. But Pennsylvania, I got more sweet spots in Pennsylvania. Know the area more. Fishing from a kid, like I know what spots are good. So, yeah, I haven't had you in the sweet spot yet.
But,
Comment.
but I guess just don't dismiss people. Help them out, but do it cautiously. And don't give all your information, but don't dismiss people because a lot of these people, especially I see moms and dads, and that's a big. I got a big soft spot for that. I will.
Some are single parent moms.
That one.
They're trying to help their kids. Like I actually saw a post one time where there was a lady got on one of the posts, and I believe it was maybe like the Susquehanna page or something, and she was like, "Look, my son's a diehard fisherman, 12 years old. I'm glad he's just into something that's outdoors. Can somebody just give me a place to go and with bait season? I'm a single mom." And this guy's like, "Tell your son to figure it out." Like there was this no, it was just it was like the rudest comment. And finally somebody got on there and said something, and somebody else said something. And then here to come to find out that the kid was special, it was a special challenge kid. You know what I mean? So it was even more special for that kid because the kid really had something he wanted to fish. And everybody's giving smart ass comments that like till after that. Well, one guy gets on there and is like, I have a house that's on the river. I'm going to message you my address. And like a week later, the lady gets on there and posts. The guy had a boat for a kid out fishing, took him out on the.
That's
Like,
what I'm talking
that's
about.
it was something
That is
different.
what I'm talking.
It was something different, but like she got back on and thanked this guy. The boat ride was great. My son had a fun time. And here's pictures. And they must have had like 20, 30 pictures they caught. It was great. It was just
So don't.
there is people out there with hearts still. So
There's a lot of us that far, and I will say this right now: if you are looking for that break into fishing, you're a mom or dad, you're a kid, if you're a student, whatever, if you're an adult that really wants to fish, contact us at the show. We're not going to give you our honey holes, if you will, but we will help you because we we're here to promote fishing.
I'll blindfold you and take you fishing.
I think no one ain't gonna let you blindfold them. They don't
What do you mean?
trust you.
I'll take you fishing blind. So I have to blindfold you for the next 5 miles, and then you blindfold them and you just bring them out of the
You know how
store.
creepy that sounds, dude?
This sounds good, but we used to do that when we were kids. We'd be like, I'll blindfold you. I'll take you. I'm gonna blindfold you. That's just fine. Then you just wake up and you're wherever you're at. You're like, oh, okay, let's go fishing. Here you go. Have fun.
Somebody's doing that to no single mile.
Man, you don't do it to single moms. You sit there and
uh, but for real, we can't bitch about these kids being on their computer games if we ain't gonna do nothing to help them get off of them. You know what I'm saying? Like last week or the week before, we talked extensively about these kids being inside, being on their computers and whatnot. But if we're not willing to contribute to helping them get off, and they're going to stay on them. So let's make a concerted effort between all of us to promote this. I do it at my school. We have a fishing club, still trying to get really rolling, but these little things create the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Just create these opportunities for these kids to learn. For they could be future hunter gatherers. They could be like uh, thing right now with my younger son. He showed a real interest, and this is what coming from him. He told me at first. He told me, you know, Dad. I said, why do you want to go fishing with me? He goes, because I have your undivided attention when I'm out in the water. absolutely. But now he really wants to hook into something. Really wants to hook into something that he can eat. That's a little easier said than done around here. I want him to hook into something big, exciting. Um, Coming up soon, we're gonna come into a season where right now it's gonna catch stuff, but it's gonna be a little bit easier for him to catch stuff. So I'll get him on that, and I already talked to Ray about this. That I want to get him on a snakehead. The kids, he turned 14 on Saturday. That he's my other son that's actually not here. He usually helps with the show. He goes solo the last two of us. But he has his eighth grade formal, looking sharp by the way. And I asked Ray when we go out during is when I talked about the try balls and stuff. I need you out there with me. Buy him. He's never caught one. Never dealt with big thing. He's never taken a snakehead off the hook, and that could be a little tricky if you know it. My phone's buzzing. Um, Sorry guys, I'm just getting comments. Okay, so Ray, I'm gonna turn the subject around a little so I can just deal with this. What'd you do last night?
I went fishing last night.
I didn't.
I went fishing, went out, had it was an epic night of snakehead fishing last night. Only caught two, but was used all top water. The blow-ups were unreal. Um, I'm still kind of crazy about it last night. That was just a very nutty night. Since I haven't been snakehead fishing that long, not quite a year yet. To have that many blow-ups, if I would have hooked up with everything I caught, I would have had over 20 fish last night, all snake.
Really? That many?
Oh no, it was that legitimately I would have had at least 20. There's no exaggeration there. If Greg was on right now, he would be my witness. He was there. He put some of it, but just uh, a crazy, crazy, crazy eve of fishing. But yeah, no, it was good. It was on fire last night, and going to make me want to go out tomorrow for a little while and give it a quick whirl just for a little bit in the morning, see what happens.
I'm excited to try a new place, check it out, and hopefully, I gotta tell you, I've said it before, I haven't got a boat in where we're going. There's probably a chance of that.
Yeah, if you use spinner baits the whole time, you gotta use big spinners for them, I think. You gotta be undersurface. They're not really a top water fish. They're more sub. You gotta be a little bit underwater down.
But it's shallow.
Yeah, but still, some of them spots are pretty deep coming. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It depends where we end up tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see. That's good.
How far can you go? Like you said,
Oh
you
no,
made
I
about
never
3 miles.
found an end.
Really?
I never found an end. But really, all honesty, from from the dock to where I went, I probably wasn't no more than a mile and a half, 2 miles, maybe.
Yeah.
And I might not even been that far. We really weren't far,
Okay.
but it's nice to get out and check out new spots. It was nice. It was different, but good evening. It was fun, and like I said, even though I didn't catch every fish that bit, I've never had that many fish on a snake. It actually made the night entertaining. Like you just every bit of clump of grass you fished in, every lily pad you fished in, every little grass patch you fished in. It was,
I
it
love those nights. That anticipation on
I mean, it
everything.
was it was it was that incredible. I mean, like literally, we were there. I believe it was Greg's fourth cast, and here he has. Had a nice bass hooked up and everything, got it in. Nice bass. I mean, that was like the first couple minutes. I mean, I had my first snake hit. Well, Greg had his probably like within the first half hour. I had already missed four fish and had one in,
Yeah, that's
and
when
it just
when you texted me.
and it just kept going. But I mean, I was missing. I got one later in the night. I had a couple hooked up next to the boat that just didn't get in the net. Didn't happen. Some of them were a little short. But it's weird because I was trying to find you one of my GoPro videos where you actually see my lure, and it's kind of cool because you can slow motion it, so you can slow it all down, and you watch it, and literally you can see the snake had come up in the water, and he's not even really hitting it, even though he's hitting the spinner part.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? He was hitting the spinner, and you can literally see him not. He's not hitting nothing. He's not coming up and crushing it. Just basically coming up and nipping at the back of it. So I really believe that's what happened a lot last night. But for to have my lure go down under the water, use hot water was a good read. Half out for followers. Rather than time everything's on top blow. So you slash him, or you would throw your lure, you hit a lily pad, and you hit one on the head or something, and it just went crazy, big splash. I mean, Greg did that a couple times last night. Just all in all, a really good evening. It was a lot of fun, and even though I didn't catch fish, it was still like literally. I would if I had 6 more hours of daylight, I would have stayed out there for 6 more hours.
So um,
It was just getting too dark too fast.
I'm gonna bring in with that on my night the other day. I went fishing by myself, and I got out there probably 2:30. I was on the water, and I fished for. This was on Sunday, and I was cooking Michael's birthday dinner that night. And at 2:30 till like 4:30 on the water. I had to come home cheeseburger. I fished from 2:30 to 4 out of nothing, and I fished it hard. And then at little after 4, I caught my first. And then within
At
the next,
7 o'clock, you were coming home and cooking your kids hamburgers.
no, it was good that night. Nothing happened, but I promised I would. So I fished for the next 20 minutes, and I had one other fish, two misses that I got in board the boat that I hooked up on. One huge blow up that it was like what you said it at the back of the lure. But
Just didn't tell.
I
Just
mean, it crushed it, but it crushed air basically. It just and the bite just turned on, and it was so tempting to stay. But the other deterrent was I forgot bug spray, and I was getting eaten
oh
alive.
yeah.
And honestly, that usually wouldn't deter me if it wasn't for the fact that I had to cook. I would have stayed out there and gotten eaten alive for chance of catching those fish. I don't care. I'll itch for a little bit and I'll be good. The other thing I did this week was I had the opportunity to bring, for those of you who don't know, my high school science teacher and ag science teacher, Colin, he invited me to a Penlopen study on salt marsh ecology. And we did that in the morning and then beach in the afternoon. Water was cold, water was rough, and a couple of friends to them we get you, which is a little bit. Uh, that was fun. It genuinely what I was doing and how I was doing, why I was fishing, because I've been when I went out there. There's no one on the beach tag, so I drove out there and I found a spot. The riptide, so water looks calm, waves to either side. Set up in there, and I explained why I set up in there, and I set up explained why you should swim in there, why I fish in there. So that part of my week. So I had a couple. Well, really fulfilling fishing this week. One by myself and two with kids, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow going with Red, and forward to getting my son Matt out there with me later, maybe over the weekend. Um,
Busy
we
weekend.
we also had another pitch, one of the places pitch. This is something I really want to bring up. Um, they got totally shut down, and we did some research and we talked to some of our fishing buddies, and one of them may or may not be on. He probably will see this, but Jake Richard communication with me and Rodney as well. What happened is the Army Corps of Engineers are work there, and a lot of people don't agree with doing. So, as far as I can tell, some people messed with their equipment. I don't know if they damaged it. I don't know what happened, but they ended up putting up concrete barriers and no trespassing signs. Now no one, because few people ruined it for everyone. And us, Ray, Rodney, myself, other people, we don't control that. We don't control that. And now we're affected by that because one of our great places that is close to us, we can no longer fish because a few assholes fucked it up for us. So I just want to say, throw out there that without harsh words, you guys suck, whoever did that, because now no one can fish there. And I hope that powers that be take that into consideration. A bunch of us that are good people, that are into ecology, do take care of it. We try to leave the place better than when we came in through with the equipment. Those people that are taking care of our areas, we're affected by it. It really sucks me. This is a place we now we can. All you people that did that, screw you. And to all those people that are affected by it, I apologize, and I shouldn't apologize. I'm sorry that I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that that kind of hurts because I know that there are people like me who bring my kid out there. It was a good place to bring family.
Easy
And
fishing. Well, not
it
easy
was
to get out on, but
no, but
easy
it wasn't
fishing.
dangerous.
Mm,
There's a lot
fishing.
of places we fish. We go to the one place, and that outgoing tide's coming out, and we're trying to launch or trying to get in. For someone on a newbie on a kayak,
That's a bitch. That's a bitch even with me trying to get out there and get out and get in and
that's what
get
I'm
out.
saying.
Man.
But that place was safe. That place was
Easy all the time.
easy all the
As
time.
long as you didn't have a bunch of wind.
Oh, this was a cool thing. You just reminded me. I'm out at that place with my son last weekend, was it?
Yeah, you told us that last week.
With the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with this thing,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, there's so much wildlife out there, too. And even if you're not catching stuff, just enjoy your day. So, don't do that, people.
Yeah, the last time I was out there was terrible. I just sat there and took pictures of birds.
You lost your balance
No, this was
or
powerful.
your
I lost
anchor
my
pole.
anchor pole. I
Ray
got a new,
calls me.
I got a new one now. I got a new one.
Ray
So,
calls me. And I was going to go out there with it, but I got hung up. It's the end of the year. I get hung up at work, or I get hung up with this or that. And I know, like, I got to do my job, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel at this point. Almost done. And they went out, and I was like, let me know how you did. Well, Ray and I had been in communication. He's like, "Screw this. You should be glad you didn't." He's like, "I got like 10 casts. I lost my anchor pole. I don't even know where it went." You were so pissed off when you,
The anchor pole was just, I still don't, I didn't even hear it to work.
how did you,
I don't even know how long. I don't know. I don't know. And I thought it floated. Apparently, it didn't float. Greg actually gave me a good idea. He told me I should paint the pole orange. There's black laying on top of some of them weeds in that pond. It could have really blended in really good because it was supposed to float. It had the same little handle at the top it does where it floats. It was only like the little piece at the top.
does it have a rope that comes down over the top?
My rope was still attached to my kayak. I had it all tied in my kayak, tied in. Because I just stick it in one of my holes in my kayak to hold me in place.
Hmm.
So it was tied up. The rope and the hook had like a little hook thing on it. The hook was hooked. I had the hook and everything in my thing. I had no pole.
Mine has a rope that attaches to the head, and I got this little thing that mounts on my kayak. Got a ball that snaps in, so if it falls out,
You have it. Yeah, I don't have the ball or nothing like that, but I have it to where mine was tied in. I tied it to my seat. That's where the bouncer was. Everything I had all
what's the other end tied to? It's not tied to the pole.
it's a thing with like an just like a little clip. It has a little loop on it, so it's tight. It holds it tight.
No, but I mean, mine's a tether that's attached to the pole.
Yeah, mine's not. Mine was I just have mine rigged up. So
So you knew.
literally mine came out and 5 foot of it slid out of the rope it was tied to and fell in.
So we need to.
Some way,
You,
somehow.
you knew when we need to put a tether on it that's
It
attached.
floats.
Oh,
100% floats. I throw it in my pool and it floats. The whole thing
you had
floats.
to test it in the pool.
I just throw it right in the pool. If it was gonna, worst case scenario, I was going to jump in 62-degree pool to go get it. Not 62, 77 now.
Wait, that cold?
Well, it's that
Michael,
cold.
tell him, is 62 cold?
It's that cold when it's raining out and it's only 50 degrees outside. You don't jump in a pool. I mean, actually, it probably felt warm because the air was colder outside at the time.
Nancy.
But I threw it in. I did it.
So, actually, speaking of raised pool, what I want to do, and you can help us with this too, is we need to do some lure tests for raised pool. Cast in there and show some retrieves, show some jigging, especially like some of the more complicated top.
That's it. I like that is.
Oh yeah.
My other one, 15 pounds. So, but like that's where I want to be. But I had that on. That's floating. That holds it.
Oh
So
mine.
I wonder if I just one little and I couldn't see it. It just made it different. You know what? Maybe 20, maybe a lot more from
On the note of those poles, mine's a game changer.
it. It's shallow water. Only if you're in shallow water.
So what?
Yeah, maybe something like 36 foot anchor.
Well, I bought the Power Pole Micro. It's first of all, mine will sink right to the bottom because it's carbon fiber. But the thing, I can on a push of a button anchor anywhere. Love it. Anyway, I'm gonna take a second right now because I really need to get this out there. And we say it every time. You all need to get on YouTube. Because Ray and I were talking after last show, and we really want to hit our 500 mark by the end of the summer on YouTube. And
We got a
so
long way to go.
we got a long way to go, but we don't, in a way, we're doing really well on Facebook. Like y'all people on Facebook that are not super familiar with the other stuff, let us know. We'll hook you up. We need to basically transfer everything because we want to get bigger. And the big way we get bigger is by funneling all our social media stuff from Instagram,
YouTube.
Facebook onto one channel make it YouTube, and that helps.
And Facebook sucks. Not a big fan.
Well, Facebook's, as my students will tell you, it's an old people site.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Facebook. And it's funny because
Is Facebook an old people site?
if I look into
So that's
Facebook,
a general consensus between my 10th grader and my 11th grader here that y'all old people need to get on to some newer stuff.
yeah, like the YouTube is Facebook. Like I just log when I log on Facebook, I look for certain sites, certain fishing things. That's it. I don't even care what people are doing. They can sit there and say how great their life is. I'm just
That's
rolling through.
I use Facebook one to for this funnel people, try to funnel people into this, and two because a lot of my relatives, the only names that I change my family pictures, but real, we need to get on the YouTube, and the rest of it, you need a YouTube now. You just need to have the address, and you can come out. You don't have to create
Subscribe.
anything. No one's gonna see your stuff. No one's stalking you. It's not like TikTok where China's gathering information or whatever um, theory is going out there. But we need you to get on Fishin. What is it? Fishin 302? At
It's
Fishin. At
at
Fishin
fishing.
302. But we need you to get on that because eventually we'll probably, we're going to keep this up for a while. We need you to get on at Fishin 302 because eventually that's going to be our main platform. Like I still look at Facebook and we'll use other platforms for clips and stuff, but our main platform we plan to use is YouTube. So I want to pause for 30 seconds,
Thirty
moment of
second pause.
silence. Anyone who's watching or anyone who will be watching this later, we'll pause and we'll wait right now for you guys to go on YouTube and go on at Fishing 302
It's
and
fishing
subscribe
without a G.
at FISHIN 302. Go on that now, subscribe. And Ray and I are going to just sit here and Ray's going to make funny faces at you. And we might even do a woo.
Yeah, woo. Every time we woo on here,
No,
woo, it doesn't play through the microphone.
no, what happens is the mic has the
That's out.
sensor. We can't go because what happens is
It
when we
won't
get
go.
loud, it cuts it down. So it's really
Okay.
disappointing. It
So we
looks
have
like
to
us
go.
going
We have to go.
whoa, whoa,
That's what we're doing. So that's,
whoa. Okay, so
but then you're out in the water, get that big one that builds up from down below, and then you can let it go, and then it just echoes throughout the
and
wherever you're at.
those ones on the water usually come from something. That's like you or I catching a fish or um. Hold on. What we're gonna do here, um, 30 seconds on the clock. You have 30 seconds. Ray's gonna spend 30 seconds making funny faces at you. I can help. I might even. I'm gonna speak some sign language. Okay, so
Woo!
now you are all on YouTube. I'm assuming because we just asked that. So you're all on YouTube now, and now you're all watching through YouTube, right? Shouldn't that be the case?
Yeah.
So we got 5 minutes now. Is there anything you want to share with them?
No, just
Okay.
everybody needs to just get out there and go catch some fish. Happy birthday to Dana. Thanks for letting Mike
Happy
come here.
birthday to Matt. Birthday
Yeah,
to
everybody,
Michael.
Matt, Michael,
Oh,
everybody.
and both of my sons. Matt was National Junior Honor Society, Michael was Honor Society. Finn is awesome, but he and a procrastinator, but we love Finn. And he actually Finn so Finn got a 5 on his AP bio test, which Michael's striving for only because Finn, so they're kind of in competition. But when we go out tomorrow, what we're gonna do is I gotta go home and charge my GoPro. Got his going. We get close to work on. And also, I think I've been keep saying this, but it's once I'm done with school, it's gonna free up a little bit more time with me. So I'll have more time to work on the show, work on clips, and that I want to do some more, bring in some more outside stuff. We want to be able to show what we're fishing with on the water as far as our kayaks because we use multiple different setups. Um, Anything from just a paddle to pedal to motor, sit in, sit on top, rudder steer, all these different things we want to give you some information on. But help you on the water. And we want you guys all to contribute to us. So,
Yeah, your wife comment. Goose isn't on tonight.
that sucks. Oh, we should,
But Goose had that win, man, in his high school tournament. Got the win.
hell yeah.
So congratulations to Goose, even though he's not on. His dad's not. I haven't even seen Hendo on tonight. So
So Hendo and Goose were with us from the very beginning. And I'm sorry I'm looking down at my phone, but I need to for just a minute because I gotta, it's the Wakanda Bulldog Bass team, and they won the unified division in the IHSA
the high school associate.
Bass Championship. So they won this as a team. And I know Hendo has a lot to do with this. He helped out driving and whatnot. And Goose is our man. Goose was part of this team. So they deserve a lot of credit. These guys won their state tournament. So big shout out to the Goose. I know is sponsored by some of our friends.
Of our local companies. So Captain
John
Nasty Baits,
Castanassi,
yeah, Snakehead Outlaws.
Making Outlaw. So hell yeah, Goose, you guys go and to your teammates. I don't have all the names.
Well, hey, just remember to subscribe to YouTube. It's Fishin Fishin 302. It's a small little thing that looks like that. That's what you subscribe to. There's a bunch of stuff that comes up when you do it, but look for that little symbol, the goldfish thing, and you'll be good.
So,
Subscribe.
Ray, tomorrow, what are we doing?
You are gone fishing.
Peace out,
Peace
people.
out, people. Everybody have a good night.
Love you all. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, should I start rapping now or rapping at the end of our song?
No, oh,